Hi, good morning, students. Welcome back for the session 3 about network concepts. Dear students, we learned in the previous class that is about network goals, needs, and some types of the categories of the network, and also we discussed in that is a topology and its advantages and disadvantages. So in that particular concept, we learned how the network will be built in different scenarios, and also in that what are all the some differences between when we are connecting each type of the network. We are getting some advantages and disadvantages too. But when we are connecting these kinds of the network, we are getting a huge idea about construction or graphical representations of the network, dear students. And in this class, now we are going to one more step for connecting a network with the usage of transmission medium. So, dear students, in this class, how the network will be connected with some hardware devices like cables. So, cables we are using to connect the network in two manner, dear students. So in that, the first one is that is guided media. So second one is unguided media. The very clear differences in the transmission media for the guided and unguided media, students. So guided media, usually we are having a physical connection. Means in this type of the technology, we are using a physical wires for the connection of network. And in the second category, unguided media, we are using, it is not in a physical connection. The unguided media we are using, that is for air as a media, that is the wireless connections, that is a laser, satellite, radio waves, microwaves. So these kinds of the technologies we are using in unguided medias. So later we will discuss about that. If I coming to the first part of the transmission medium, that is unguided medium, sorry, guided medium. So in this guided media, we are having major three categories of the cables. In that, the first one is that is twisted pair. Twisted pair cable. And the second one is coaxial cable. And the third one is optical fiber. The optical fiber. These three are the major guided medias we are usually using to connect the network, dear students. So if I come into the first part of the transmission media, in that the guided media, that is twisted pair cable. So before going the connection type of the twisted pair, let us discuss where we are using these kinds of the twisted pair cables usually for the connections of the network. That is, generally you saw in your home a series of the wires they are using for connections of the electricity boards and all electricity equipments, whatever the electricity devices we are connecting in a home. Usually the common type of the cable, that cable is looks like in a twisted pair, that is in the form of a small wires are twisted like this, twisted pair like this. So it is also we are calling the double helix form, double helix. So that type of the cable we are using to build the network, that cable is what we call as twisted pair cable, students. And exactly if I coming to the technical part of the twisted pair cable means this type of the cable having a very lower bandwidth, very lower bandwidth. So it doesn't have any that much capacity to store the huge amount of the signals. So that's why this cable is used for usually very small ranges, like very small land connections and some other local areas, very small areas. In this type of the cable we are using, because it has a lower bandwidth. Bandwidth means it has a capacity. It is a one type of the capacity to store the data in the a particular type of the medium. It has the more, if it is the wire is supports the more bandwidth, then automatically the range of the cable is more. But when the bandwidth is less, automatically the cable strength as well as the length of the network is very less. That's why that twisted pair cable has very lower bandwidth. Hence, we are not at all using for the longer connection, only for a very small range connections we are using, that is a twisted pair cable, students. And also, twisted cable, maximum in your mind you may get one question. Then, if it is a lower bandwidth, then how much a distance this type of the cables will connect, used to communicate with the network devices? Maximum, dear students, for the twisted pair cable, maximum 100 meters. 100 meters, this type of the cable is usually used to connect the networks. And if I coming to the twisted pair cable advantages, what are the advantages? If we have the any advantages for twisted pair cable, of course we have some advantages. If I want to explain the advantages of the twisted pair cable, that's we will discuss one by one. Some advantages of the twisted pair cable: it is easier for connection, easy to connect, one thing. Second one, inexpensive. Third one, light-weighted. And also this type of the cable for error rates are very less, and no expert technicians are needed to connect. So these are all the major advantages of the twisted pair cable, dear students. So usually in this type of the cable, very easy to connect, because no need of any expert technician for connection of these kinds of the cable. This is very simple, one end to another end, source and to the destination, very easy, and also very lower range. That's why easy to connect, no need of expert technician. And also it is an inexpensive, because this cable has a lower bandwidth and range is also very less. So compared to the other cables like coaxial cable and optical fiber, the twisted pair cable is an inexpensive, because the cost of this cable is very less. That's why. Then it is a lightweighted. As I said earlier, it is a lightweighted, and also it will support for lower bandwidth. That's why, and its weight also very less. So whenever the cable length or cable thickness is very slow, means medium, that type of the cables we are not able to connect for the longer connections, because it may get breakdown, it may get any attenuation, it may get any atmospherical destructions. That's why these type of the cables are usually used for the lower connections, means that the type of the cable is used for only a very small area. That's why lightweighted. And there's also one advantage: error rates are very less, because the cable bandwidth is low, inexpensive, very simple and very small cable we are using. Error rates, of course, that is error rates also very less, and also no expert technicians are needed to connect these kinds of the cable. So these are all the major advantages of the twisted pair cable, as well as we have some disadvantages also. Not only you don't think about twisted pair cable is very much suitable for the communications of the network. No, This type of the cable are usually we are having so many disadvantages. That's why to overcome these problems, coaxial cable or optical fiber cables are overcome. That's why then let us see what are the disadvantages of the twisted pair cable we have. So if I coming to the first, the major disadvantage of the twisted pair cable, that is its lower bandwidth, means it has a very less capacity to store the data rates. That's why this type of the cable is incapable for carrying the more data and the more range distance of the network. That's why, dear students, this type of the cable usually we are using for the lower ranges. That's why. That's the one major disadvantage of the twisted pair cable. Second one, it has high attenuation. High attenuation means it has a more cable capacity is very high, but whenever the bandwidth is low, it will not support to carry the larger network, larger signals. On that time, we are getting some distraction while traveling of the signals. That's why whenever it is having the high attenuation, that means it is incapable of carrying higher bandwidth or the signals. Then this thing is, it will not support to higher bandwidth, not like that. If it is supports, we are getting some distractions, we are getting some disturbances. So that's why usually this type of the cable we are not at all using for the connection purpose for the longer distance with a higher bandwidth. Then one more major disadvantage of this type of the twisted pair cable, it supports for the maximum data rates with the 1 Mbps with conditionally, if it is coming for the 10 Mbps, that is for unconditionally, that bandwidth will be supported. So dear students, this is why the major disadvantages of the twisted pair cable supports the maximum data rates. At that time it may lose the data signals. That's why twisted pair cable has both advantages as well as disadvantages also. So if I coming to the next topic of the twisted pair cable, this is somewhat types of the twisted pair cable. That are, we are having the two types of the twisted pair cable in the twisted pair. That is, one is unshielded twisted pair and second one is a shielded twisted pair. That's why we are usually calling that is UTP, unshielded twisted pair cable and shielded twisted pair cable. Unshielded twisted pair cable, usually in that name we are getting an idea. Unshielded, shielded means protection layer for the cable. Protection layer, if any cable having a protection layer, that means that is shielded. If any cable without any extra protection layer, that is what we call as unshielded twisted pair cable. So in this type of the twisted pair cable, usually we are having both type, that is unshielded and shielded twisted pair cable, dear students. In this type of the unshielded twisted pair cable, again we are having some categories. In cable, usually we are using these type of the cables for the connections in the UTP. That are Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4 and Cat 5 are the cable types. Cat cables, usually we are using this type of the cable whenever we are using for the connections of the LAN. And that time we are using a type of the cable. Usually present days, in the nowadays we are using Cat 5 cable for the more data transfer rate is high, because it will support for maximum 1000 Mbps. That's why nowadays we are using a Cat 5 is a cable used for the connection. Usually we are having all these 5 categories, and present days we are using Cat 5 for the connections for the unshielded twisted pair for the local area network. Then you may get one question in your mind, what is 0 Mbps to 1000 Mbps speed? How this cable will support? Again we are coming to the same technology, dear students. In which cable, if the bandwidth is more, that type of the cable will support for the maximum data transfer rate. That's why Cat1 is just a cable. It will not support any bandwidth, used for simply connection purpose. So that's why that is a 0 Mbps. Like that, Cat5 is more bandwidth cable, Cat5 cable. That's why it supports for the 1000 Mbps, megabytes per second. Data transfer will be rate in this particular type of the Cat5 cable, dear student. And also the UTP or STP, both type of the cable, it will support maximum 100 meters. That is a distance connection in between, that is source to destination, maximum that is 100 meters. So 100 meter connections usually we are using, that is what we call as twisted pair cable. In that, usually unshielded twisted pair cable that are having the 5 categories and having the maximum range is 100 meters. Then if I coming to the second category, that is shielded twisted pair. This is also a type of the maximum 100 meters range with the cable. So here also we are having some differences between the UTP and STP. This type of the cable usually having more protection layer. That's why the name is what we called as shielded twisted pair cable. Because in this type of the cable, it will covered with extra layers. You may getting one idea. This type of the cable is there means here the more protection layers are there with the fibers and the plastics and some coating like that. So extra protection wherever each type of the cable having the more protection layer, that type is what we call as shielded twisted pair. The only one reason is the quality of the cable, it will be increases, and whenever the protection layers are more, it will be a safe for the network connection. It will not lose any data, and also it is safe for the human beings too. That's why a shielded twisted pair cable, it has the more extra protection layer. And compared to the twisted pair cable, shielded twisted pair cable, the shielded twisted pair cable having the more weight. Of course, whenever this type of the cable supports for a maximum protection layer, automatically the weight of the cable is more. Whenever the weight of the cable is more, automatically it will thickness of the cable is more. Usually it is unbreakable, not easily breakable cable. That's why that time we are using twisted pair cable. So nowadays we are able to see in your home some types of the twisted cables are in different in sizes. It's by its thickness. So that's why we have to understand a normal cable with maximum protection layers are low, and shielded twisted pair cables, the maximum protection layers are more. So this is what we call as unshielded twisted pair and shielded twisted pair, dear students. Here commonly you have to understand one particular thing. Either shielded or unshielded twisted pair cable, both type of the cable will support for maximum 100 meters, and usually these type of the cables we are not at all using more than 100 meters because it will not support for higher bandwidth. So this is the major disadvantages of the twisted pair cable. Hence, to overcome this type of the problem, we are using one more type of the cable, that is what we call as the second category, coaxial cable. So this is what we called as a second guided media coaxial cable. So in the second category of the guided media, the coaxial cable having the two categories, one is thick net, second one is thin net. So before going to the categories of the coaxial cable, now let us discuss about what is coaxial cable, where we are using. Dear students, usually you saw these type of the cable. I will write one small diagram. See, here the protection layers are there. So this type of the cable with having nearly 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 extra protection layer cables. So this type of the cable is what we call as coaxial cable. Usually these type of the cables you are able to see that is in your home for the connections of the TVs with the dish TVs. On that time these kinds of the maximum shielded extra protection layers of the cables we are able to see. That's why coaxial cable, this is a single cable with a more protection layer, with the aluminium cable we are using inside that particular coaxial cable. But the major differences between the twisted pair and the coaxial cable is, in the twisted pair we are not at all getting this much of extra coatings. That is what we call as protection coatings. That's why coaxial cable is more capable for the higher bandwidth. That's why the coaxial cable usually in our home we are using to connect the TV's network, like a dish TVs, set-top box. If you are able to see in your home from the one area to another area, they are usually used to connect the cable with the thick kind of the cable. So if you are coming to the categories of the coaxial cable, thick net cables are the maximum ranges are 500 meters, and thin net cables we are usually using for lower bandwidth, that is 185 meters. So now you are getting one idea. So in your home for the long distance, if the persons are able to connect the dish TV to your home, means usually they are prefer the thick net cable because it will support for the 500 meters. In your mind you may get one question, why sir? Why the thick net and thin net are both are the cables, but why thick net cable will support for the 500 meters and thin net cable will support for only 185 meters? Again, the answer is in that particular name itself. See dear students, coaxial cable in that the first category is thick net. Thick net means the maximum protection layer of that particular cable is more. Whenever the protection layer is more with the cable, automatically the weight of the cable is more. The thickness of the cable is more. When the thickness of the cable is more, automatically that cable is much stronger than the thin cables. That's why whenever the more protection layer cables we are using to connect the network, automatically the distance is more. Why? Because that type of the cable is not easily breakable, and it will not any destructions will provide with the atmospherical changes. If any atmospherical destructions will happen, nothing will happen to these kinds of the cable, because the more extra protection layers are there in the thick net. That's why usually coaxial cables are used to connect for the longer distances, like around 500 meters. One example, as I said earlier, in your home you may get one live example to view the coaxial cable, that is your dish cable. So dear students, just I will give a one small demonstration for the dish cable. If you are able to saw in your home, in the top of the roof of the home, you just go and observe that cable. Usually in that particular cable, first one black layer, protection layer is there. Inside that one more type of the protection layer, that is what we called as a coated somewhat small rods, like small threads, like iron threads or copper cables we are using inside that black cable. And one more fiber protection layer you will get, that is white in color. After that you will get one aluminium 1-point cable, that is what we called as main cable used for the connection. That is what we called as coaxial cable, having the more protection. Usually whenever this type of the cable with the more protection and a more weightage, automatically this cable will suits for higher bandwidth. Automatically this cable is used for connections with the maximum 500 meters. So this is about coaxial cable, dear students. Usually in this we are having the two categories, thick net and thin net, based on its protection layers. More protection layer cable, that is thick net, low, somewhat smaller protection layers, that is what we call as thin net. The thick net cables having the maximum range is 500 meters, and the second category is what we call as thin net. This type of the cable will support for maximum range to connect the network, that is 185 meters. This is about coaxial cable, dear students. In the next type of the category, that is optical fiber. Final and the more advantageous transmission medium in nowadays, that is optical fiber, dear students. So usually when you are comparing the optical fibers with the twisted pair cable and the coaxial cable, the more bandwidth is supported by optical fiber, because it has some reasons, dear students. Usually these optical fiber cables are made up with the help of a glass like material, and it will support for the maximum distance, and this type of the cables are usually the very hard. That's why it is not easily breakable. And dear students, if you have a knowledge about the silk cables or silk wires, silk threads, how much difficult to cut these kinds of the silk threads, that is the maximum potential. We are having the same potential with the optical fibers, because it is very flexible in nature, but as well as the optical fiber having the more thickness, means that is a very strongest cable, not easily breakable by common hands. We are using some heat, we are producing some burning facility. With that technique only we are able to cut that type of the cables. That's why it's the most strongest cable usually when you are comparing with the coaxial and as well as twisted pair cable, dear students. Then if I come into the exact topic of the optical fiber, this type of the cables are usually made up of the glass-like structure. Usually if you are able to observe these cables in your home, like a optical threads with the one end to another end, it is very flexible in nature, small thread-like structure. At the one end you are getting the light emitting in outside. Usually we are using this type of the devices for in your home decorative purpose, in your showcase, in your for the decoration for the homes. Usually small these kinds of the we are using. This is one cable structure. At the end some lights are coming. Usually that is what we call as laser beams. So that kinds of the cables we are usually using for the connections of the optical fiber, dear students. Usually in optical fiber we are using one common theory, that is LEDs or LEDs. Laser diodes or light emitting diodes are the same technology we are using to transfer a data from source to destination. That is what we call as a laser diodes. LEDs, laser diodes or LEDs, light emitting diodes. These two are the major technologies we are using in, that is what we call as optical fiber. That's why data transfer rate is higher than the previous two versions, twisted pair cable and as well as coaxial cable, dear students. Just you observe what are all the differences between the optical fiber as well as twisted pair with coaxial cable. Both the previous two cables will support for network connection, but it will having some limitations of the bandwidth. That's why this type of the cable from minimum 100 meters to maximum 500 meters usually we are using to connect. That is what we called as twisted pair cable, or that is what we called as coaxial cables are used. But the final cable, that is what we called as the optical fiber, it will support for more than 500 meters. It will support for maximum ranges more than 500 meters. So usually it having more bandwidth for the connection. That's why these cables are used for the higher ranges. And also what all the this type of the cables are made up with the some protection layers, that is also more. And also this type is very flexible, and also not thick than the thicknet cables with the coaxial type. Usually these cables are very small. Even then the thickness is small, but its a potential with the it is not easily breakable by our common hand. That's why optical fibers are preferable cables nowadays used for the connections of the network. So if you have a knowledge about some dish wire like structure and also twisted pair cable like structure, this is also a cable like a coaxial cable with a more extra protection layers. But in optical fiber, usually that protection layers what we are observing on that particular common cable, that is very thickness and very hard to cut. That's why this cable usually used for the longer distances. And in optical fiber, whenever you are comparing with twisted pair or coaxial cable, we are having some advantages. See one by one advantages of the coaxial cable. This optical fiber having some advantages like it will support for immune to electrical and magnetic interface. Immune, it will boost, it will give some extra connection category, that is what we call as it will immune to electrical and magnetic interface. This type of the cables are used for the connecting electrical and magnetic interface. Interface means connection, communication. Then optical fiber will support for harsh industrial area. Harsh means usually in the industrial areas we need a more strongest cable for the connection, because there if you are using the lower bandwidth or the lower thin net cables are using, usually you are getting a maximum times it may chance of the break. That's why usually whenever we are using the harsh industrial areas, the optical fiber is the preferable cable used for the connection. That's why that's also one advantage. Harsh industrial areas we are using for optical fibers for the connection. And also highly transmission with the source to the destination. Which will support for higher transmission rates because it has more bandwidth. Hence, it will transfers the data from source to destination without any disturbing and without any distraction. That's why it is more preferable transmission media. And one more final advantage of the optical fiber, this fiber is used for the broadband connection. Nowadays we are using an internet or some dish-like structure. We need a broadband connection because it needs a physical connection. Broadband usually it needs the physical connection. One thing you should remember, dear students, whenever we are able to establish a network, that time we need a physical connection is compared with the guided media. What we are using in compared with unguided media, we are having some advantages with unguided medias, because in guided medias that all the connections will be possible with the help of the common cables, and in the physical connections are there means the ranges also somewhat we are having some limitations. Error rates also less, and it will not any distractions, it will not support to distractions for atmospherical changes. Best preferable transmission media for the network is guided media. Then if I coming to the unguided media, so usually these are all the unguided medias. We are using for the transmission media. So unguided medias usually this is a wireless technology. Nowadays you saw dear students, if you are able to watch a live cricket matches from different places, means you need a satellite connection for if that is in a wireless connection. And also that's one example of what I am telling. So unguided medias are usually that is wireless, and also it has a more range is more. That's why these type of the unguided medias usually we are having some major disadvantages, dear students. But nowadays we need both both guided and as well as unguided media. If I coming to the one by one, either radio waves, satellites, or a microwaves, infrared, or a laser beams or a laser waves, all unguided medias will follow the same technology, that is transmitter and receiver technology. Means if any one end will able to transfers the data, that end is what we call as transmitter, and one more end from the another end it will receive the what the transmitter wants to send the data, that end is what we call as receiver end. So if you are able to observe this small diagram, now you are getting one idea, that is what is transmitter and what are receivers. So in this particular diagram, the A is what we are calling as a transmitter. This end is able to send the data from A to B, then B will becomes the receiver because it will receive the signals from the A. That's why A will becomes the transmitter and B will becomes the receiver. Then if I coming to the one by one unguided media, so radio waves, satellite, infrared and all laser unguided medias will follow the same technology, transmitter and receiver technology to follow the data transfers. But dear students, in unguided media usually we are getting more disadvantages than advantages, because here the error rates are more. In unguided medias, whenever the distance is more, automatically the data transfer rate is also slow. And also whenever the unguided media, it will be maximum affect with the atmospherical changes like rain, thunderstorm or sunlight or any atmospherical wind, high wind, it will destructions, it will get to some destructions. That's why we are having more disadvantages in the unguided medias in all these categories of the particular network transmission media. That's why, dear students, nowadays we are maximum following that is guided medias, and sometimes we need unguided medias for the connection, and nowadays the technology is improving. We are getting better connection with the unguided also, with the help of satellite and laser technology. And one thing you should remember, all unguided medias are not preferable for the connection purpose, because it has its own limitations. Radio waves, it has own limitations. I am not discussing about in depth with the what the unguided medias, because it will not need to you. Just you think what are unguided medias, what is the technology it will follow, and what are the major disadvantages of the unguided media. These are all the some disadvantages. But usually in unguided media we have to follow one more in unguided media, that is major unguided medias are that is wireless means at that time attenuation is very low or high, that may varies, and that time loss of the signals and data transfer rate, so it will be automatically that will be reduces. That's why commonly we are not at all prefer that is unguided media. That's why you are able to see this one small example with the guided and unguided in your home also. If you are using infrared rays, means infrared technology, almost all in your home you are having a TV. For your TV you are using a remote. See, if that remote having some limitation, it will come with some distances, it will come with some charge, it needs some extra source of energy, either the charges of the shells will be decreases, automatically the infrared rays will not produce. On that time the TV will not work. Like that you have to change the sources of the energy. Like that it has its limitation. One examples I given, that's all. And also nowadays you are using for your mobiles Bluetooth earphones. That is also an unguided media, because that is not directly connect with the mobile, because it will connected with the Bluetooth. Bluetooth means again it needs some waves for the connection. That time it is also having some limitation. When you are connecting a earphone or headphone to your mobile, connected to the mobile, automatically it will come around 2 to 3 meters. If you have crossed that limit of the range, automatically you will not get the exact output what you are getting from the mobile. So like that, each and every unguided media having its own limitation. That's why guided medias are better than unguided medias, because it has more secure protection layers, as well as error rates are less, and also bandwidth is high, and it will give some exact output of how the network will be passes from transmitter to receiver. That's all. So this is about transmission media, about the network concepts. In the next class, we are going to discuss about some switching techniques and also communication modes, dear students. Thank you.